Hey, I'm Katie Wells. I'm an artist living in Pasadena, California. I've never made video content before, but I have some really cool friends on the other side of the world that I want to share this with. So today is October 1st. That means it's day one of Inktober, or Artober if you prefer, or in my case, I'm going to be doing Blocktober. I'm going to be doing 31 linocut block prints. If you don't know what that is, that's where you take a piece of linoleum, you carve using a tool like this, roll on some ink, and press it onto a sheet of paper for a product like this. Let's get started.
So moving into my sketchbook, I'm just kind of coming up with different compositions, thinking about how big I want the Scarecrow to be in the frame and whether or not I want him to have a pumpkin head or a sack head. And I came up with this idea of adding some birds sitting on his head and arms. I kind of think a Scarecrow is like the ultimate job that you can't leave. And maybe this guy doesn't thrive at it exactly. Coming over to the linoleum, I'm just transferring first with graphite and then coming in with the Sharpie pen. You could probably do this with some kind of graphite transfer paper, but it's a simple enough design that I just freehand it back on. I'm working in Sharpie because the lines are kind of thick and chunky, and the linoleum that I'm using is pretty soft, and the tools I'm using are just student grade, so this isn't going to hold any type of intricate detail, and the Sharpie reminds me to keep it rough and loose and just focus on the big shapes and silhouettes.
So I finished carving my linoleum here. The time-lapse looked kind of unhinged, so I'll have to probably adjust those settings going forwards. And we also have a kitten here, but it's ready to go. Let's roll this sucker out and see how it prints.
This is my favorite part of the process, rolling and doing the block printing itself. My other kitten, Tiago, is here warming the keyboard, and I'm just working fast. I'm trying to get in here before the cats realize what's going on and decide that this is the best time to walk on the desk. And I'm just pressing, tapping, trying to get a smooth adhesion.
So here's our print. I'm pretty satisfied with the design, but you can see that the ink application's a little thin in the middle. But this is just a test sheet on the back of an old library flyer. So we're gonna get the real paper and do one more print, and I'm gonna put a little bit more ink and a little more pressure.
So here we have the finished product on this coffee stained paper that I had on hand. I love how rich the black turned out, and I like how these birds on his head kind of remind me of a court jester. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, my first video ever, and maybe my last. But if you want to follow along this month, I will be making a lot more art and maybe a few more videos. I'm following Melanie Sassarini's 2024 Artober prompt list. I'm gonna put a link to her channel in the description. She's posting tons of cool content and is also just a really wonderful person. And that's it. Thank you so much if you're watching from the States. Och tack till alla mina svenska vänner. Vi ses nästa gången. See you next time. Thank you.